Hello everybody. I decided to come out here and share a video and out here eat my buddies, eat outside, eat out of a pot. That's some ramen noodles that I feel like making it, putting in a bowl. Oh, they see that food. Can't have none of this right now. I'll let you have the rest. Sorry I'm eating on with this, but if you watch it, you don't, that's fine. Just kind of hanging out with them and spending a little time with them, and Buttercup getting upset back there. Oh, maybe I have to move away a little further. Okay, I love you too. There's some things I kind of went over this morning. I was looking at some of my channels, and I'm not complaining or whining or whatever. I was looking at the system about how the algorithm and all that, how that kind of gets pushed around, and I tried to search some of my videos and stuff that I put out, and I had a hard time finding some of them, you know. Sorry about the traffic, but you try to learn about that stuff, and there's so many, I don't know, maybe it's corporate or whatever, or formulas, and what y'all doing? Here you go, a couple of these. Where y'all find them? It was hard to find them. I mean, it's like all the big ones, the views. You try to find a way to do it and push some of your stuff out, let people see it, and really I enjoy watching some of the videos. Some of them, and I'm not trying to be negative or anything like that. I'm not dogging anybody, but I guess because I'm getting older, that all of them are so edited. I mean, just everything's got to pop and bang and boom and bah, you know, and I'm playing with some of the stuff, the editing and stuff, but man, it's a lot of work, and I'm gonna try to do basic stuff, editing and stuff like that, but I'm just not gonna get into all that. That's just me. I like things kind of old ways as I'm getting older and stuff, and everything's moving fast, and throwaway products, and you know, stuff you see on the news, and hate and racism, and you know, just I'm following, you know, last year or so, I'm just been following more back into off-grid stuff, you know, just getting back to nature and you know, all the hustle and bustle and grinding it and stuff, working god-awful hours, and you know, killing yourself for companies and stuff, and there's not a whole lot of appreciation anymore of what you do. know, there's a lot of hard-working people out there, and it seems the harder you work, because talk is cheap. They can tell you I appreciate it and all that. You show it by action and what you do. And, you know, I don't know, I've kind of recentered on some things in life and stuff, and, you know, that's why I kind of mentioned before in some of the other videos, I want to go back to off-grid and somewhat, not 100%, but get more in touch with myself and things. I mean, I feel like you're just running, and you're paying bills, and things are going higher and all that stuff, and our government just fighting constantly, back and forth with each other in line. And I don't mean to get on that, because everybody hears it all about that and stuff, but common sense. And you get one life in this life, and I don't want to do it working. I want to do it on my terms to a certain point. And do you have to have all those materialistic things? New trucks, new cars. I mean, it's nice to have those things, yes, if you can do it and you got the extra funds to do it. The more I ran, the more I worked, and the more I was chasing that, the less I appreciated things. And I had things other than in life when I was a little bit younger that I wish I would have appreciated more. I was in the grind, and I paid my house off at 35 years old and all that, and everything's just so materialistic. What you got, what you do. We don't hardly make any things with our hands anymore, and if you put time into it, you can go to the store and buy a China knife, or I watch these Alaskan shows and stuff, and survival and all that other stuff. And man, I feel that we sure have gotten away from all that. We don't even know what plants to use anymore, what used to heal us. Like just taking a break out here and just hanging out with them, you know, just eating your lunch. Had some things happen in my life, and some changes. Me and my mom hadn't been talking for a long time. We would talk, but we ain't had much of a relationship. And she's had her own problems too, and she got in some trouble, and some of it was pushed against her back of the wall, and she ended up having to do a little time. She's 70 years old, and that's hard to do. I mean, you got to have laws and stuff or whatever, but she's got 2 years. She's got about a year and a half or so she's got to spend, but she couldn't go back to another state to get her stuff out, to get her evidence that she needed to present in the court, whatever. I went and bailed her out, and it was tough. we stayed together until she went in, because once you bail them out, you can't take them out. And we had some rough times, back and forth, stuff from childhood, whatever. Parents were divorced. There's not a lot of that anymore, staying together and a good foundation and stuff. But we had rough times for 20, 25 years off and on. We talk, but it's just not. It's been more aggravated than anything, and it's hard to be when you're mad at somebody or aggravated at somebody. It's hard to connect and have that bond and stuff. But sometimes this is the way I feel, and maybe y'all feel the same way. Hope you. She'll be getting out later this year. She's not going to have a place to stay, nothing. She lost everything. That's why when I found out that she was in, I tried to hurry up and go down there and bail her out so she can go back and maybe get some of her stuff and get it suited. And give y'all some. And maybe she could help her get it all set up before she went in, or something happened, the worst case scenario. She had a home and everything. She kind of was living in somewhat, not totally off grid, but semi. And but some things happened with the business deal and this and that, and I don't know all the ins and outs of everything 100%, but she needed to get some information back at home and stuff, and they wouldn't let her leave, even though she's bailed out. And so it kind of hurt her in that case. And but anyway, we were arguing and fighting back and forth. And at the same time, it made me, you're in a place in life sometimes you don't want to be. I made decisions too. All right, get me all muddy. I love you too. Sometimes you're at a place where you don't want to be in life, or you make some mistakes and stuff. And it's you learn from you can learn if you pay attention to a certain point or whatever. It didn't make no sense or whatever, but I started getting more upset and just angry at life and just everything's being pushed at us, and media being agitated and stirring people up, and racism and all the everything, and I'll help anybody out or whatever. It ain't about me, but we don't need no help. And then making things worse, everything's so expensive, and I'm not perfect, but I'm finding it harder to work with people. I don't know if y'all feel the same or not or whatever. The attitudes, and one guy I worked with here this last time, he knew a little bit, but he tried to help him out, and his ego was too out there. For 1 year I spent with him, going behind my back, snitching to the boss, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Just talking, just drama on Facebook, drama. Nothing's to help anybody, They won't hate, or just that's what you feel, there's no. We're getting farther away from that, and I don't know. I'm 46, and I mean, to me, I can see it. I mean, the older people too. I mean, just I've seen 57-year-old, 60-year-old men and stuff. Just things that come out of their mouth, what they say. Don't even watch what they say anymore. Just to test you to see how you're gonna react or whatever. It's like one thing I never got involved with is talking about somebody else's sister or somebody else's mother. You know, that's you just don't go there. You don't talk about somebody else's family. But anyway, with my mom and stuff, she kind of jumped around, but it's just like it's kind of all the same thing, but it's just I don't know. I feel the world's changing. It's always changing, but we don't need help from other people. They're pushing it to a narrative, to the way they want to go. I'm sorry, somebody called. It looks like in there, but the working together and stuff. It's just not. It's not there. You know, when your community to a certain point. But at the same time, when you're in life and whatever, in your situations and stuff, with me and my mom and stuff, we actually talk a little bit here and there now more, and kind of got things hashed out. And I'm trying to make decisions and stuff on, you know, because she's 70 years old and stuff. There's a chance that, you know, when she gets out and all that we'll try to work something out. Find a piece of property together, or buy a piece of property and give her a section of it or whatever, and help, you know, can't let her sit there and live on the road, the streets, under bridges and stuff. I mean, I'm sure in certain situations, but people have. But it's made me do a lot of thinking on myself and what I want in life, and how I'm trying to make decisions and stuff. And now land is so high, it's almost like they're trying to block you from buying land. I had 10 acres at one time and had solar system, and that's when I paid my house off, 35 years old. I had John Deere tractor, side by side, all that stuff. But I was out in the country, and I was in a different state of mind then. I guess learning about myself and living in a small town, didn't know how to do that. There's people talking behind your back, and you know, just whatever. I guess that's just general, but it's made me look at life different now. I guess it's part of getting older and stuff, and I don't I want to enjoy life as much as I can and go in deeper depth with it. It is as deep as I can, you know, possibly go. Appreciation and humble and stuff, and I don't want to get caught up in all that hoorah and fancy cars and chains and stuff. You see, like TikTok and video and YouTube and all that. There's no sharing knowledge and stuff with each other. You know, or I mean there is, but there's a lot of the videos are just. I mean, I like a joke and stuff every once in a while too, and like to have humor and stuff, but it's all copycat. I mean, it just, you know, some of the some of the girls on there and stuff like that. You know, and I might be in. I'm not being judgmental. That's by all means, that's not from my heart on some of that stuff. But you know, they're wearing tight, and it's a free country, and you can do what you want and stuff like that. But I mean, they're wearing tight super jeans and shorts, tight halters, and bouncing on a electric scooter and stuff like that, and got a camel toe, and reviewing electric bikes and stuff like that, you know. And there's one girl I like on there. I mean, if you got some talent and stuff like that, share it, you know, to share it and share with each other and stuff like that, you know. But don't try to go that way to get videos and stuff like that. But I mean, if it was my dad, I'd feel embarrassed, you know, if I was a woman like that. Or you're gonna get the views and stuff. I'm not being envious or jealous or anything like that. There's just a lot of garbage out there. And there's one girl she films. She's an electrician, and that was my first trade. And it's hard work. I mean, it ain't just connecting wires, and you got to bend pipe, you got to do trenches, and you know, working out in the heat, and you know, all of that. And I see her. I think she's electrician, female electrician or something like that. I watch her every once in a while. She's pretty young, stuff, but she's producing. And she's showing her work and all that, and what she can cramp and stuff like that. Panels who makes them. And stuff. And I know she can't do 100% what a man can do, because we got to be honest with that. We're built different. But anybody can do anything to a certain point, but some people are going to have more leverage than others with it, with the strength or the endurance or whatever. But I definitely tip my hat to her for doing that, because it's not a hard trade. It's not a hard trade for men. And even if she does 60% of it, it's still hard, because she's a woman. She's to a certain, well, you know, I'm just not, but props to her. Awesome. But anyway, it's just a lot of things you're seeing and stuff. And you know, my mom, I know you do something wrong, you need to serve time and stuff like that, but you got all this corruption up in our government in the U.S. here. Cocaine in the White House, all that stuff. You and me, anybody else would have done that? We already been in the pen. It's a two-tier system. And like they say with equal right opportunities and all that, it's all a joke. It's all talk and no action. But that, you know, that's some of the reasons why I want to go off grid and stuff like that, and build that way. I'm hoping to be able to do it. I've been thinking about taking part of my retirement out and stuff like that, and doing it, and it's scary. I mean, because that's all I got, you know, and that's, you know, other people's done it and stuff, and it just to commit, you know, and it's adjustment, but you got to have the right mindset too to do it. And I've always been that way to a certain point, because there, come here. You know, coming up and stuff like that, I always I was single and stuff, and I had my place and all that, and I didn't make big money, you know. And let me try to push that out of the way. I'm sorry about that, but I always tried to conserve and stuff because if I could save $50, you know, here, then I could get something else. And when I bought that house back in the day, man, it was, woo, I didn't, things were already getting expensive and stuff. And my trade wasn't paying, you know, proper like they should. And I think back then I was, back in 2006, I was making like $15 an hour, you know, and here I'm trying to buy a place and all that and live, and they wouldn't give me no more money. Upper management got it, but I was in IT for a school district, and it was just hard. It was just like anybody else, I guess, to a certain point. But I bought 10 acres. I wanted land. I wanted to hunt, do all that. But for my bracket just to fall into that, I had to rearrange everything. So I had to move out of Houston to go to Madisonville, Texas, and that's where the property dropped off and stuff, and where in my bracket where I could afford it. And I bought a little old house, and it was never finished. It was built in the 80s. It was shelled, and the thing was sagging and all kinds of stuff, and I bought all that for $55,000 back then, but I had to do all the work. There was no carpet, no, you know, the roof was shot, and I had to go in and re-brace everything. And but I didn't know how to do a lot of that stuff. Re-leveling the house and all that. But man, I had some breakdowns, and I ended up borrowing the money from my sister. She had a little bit of money at the time because the bank wouldn't loan me the money because it was not finished out and stuff like that. Turnkey or 100%. At a certain percentage, you know, at this particular bank, you had to be finished at that. And so I had to get it up to par and all that. It was rough, bad. There's no plumbing in it, no nothing. So I mean, I took a shower outside and with a solar bag, and it was just me. But and used the restroom out in the woods, and I went to work. I was working there to school and stuff. A lot of them people didn't know what I did and stuff like that or whatever to survive. But I had 10 acres. I just go out to the woods there. I mean, I've been hunting and stuff like that pretty much all my life, so there was no problem with that. But I had to finish all of it out and stuff, and then get it where I could get a loan and then pay my sister back, which I paid her back in about 7-8 months, something like that, maybe 10. And got all that done, but I continued to work on the house to get it better. And but it taught me a lot too, on that house and building and all that. There was a lot of framing I didn't know, and scabbing, and electrical work I already knew. I put on my own metal roof, galvanized roof and all that, and ordered materials and put insulation, did my homework on it. So everything was so I can be able to afford to do it, because I couldn't hire anything out, because everything, so even back then, was expensive. It was beyond what I made and stuff. And it's a system like it's geared to a certain point. We got opportunities, but if you can luck out and you can make it, percentage of them make it, money wise and stuff. But it's not a. Everything is struggled to get, but nowadays it's really tough. It's gonna be tough. You still can do things, but like in pack of cigarettes and stuff, I did a video on those. I mean, I go to Brookshire's. I smoke every once in a while. My dad smokes. Mainly, I try to get it for him to start converting over. He buys Marlboro Lights and stuff, marbles, and those are $8 or $10 a pack. All right. Now I go down there to Brookshire's and get 3 ounces tobacco and a cigarette machine, stainless steel and all. That thing probably lasts for many years, 30, 40 years probably. And I can, by me buying with Brookshire's tobacco, and from them, and buying the filters and the paper and all that together comes in a whole carton for $3, and that thing, and then the 3 ounces of that. And I think I roughly figured it out. I can make a pack of cigarettes for $1.50 or so, $1.60, something like that, roundabout. All right, and I mean, yeah, we shouldn't do it or whatever to a certain point, but do what you want in life to a certain point, man. I'm so, we should not do this or should do that. I mean, to a certain point, but if it makes you happy, do what you want to do. I mean, I'm to the point now. I'm tired of being told what I can and can't do, and it's getting more and more of that. But I mean, you want to be healthy and all that stuff or whatever. But I think 90% of the chemicals that are added into everything, it's not the products that are giving us problems. It's the daggum manufacturing. So I can make 6 or 7 packs in that 3 ounce, give or take, of those for $13. And so whether they're charging $80 a carton or something like that, that'd be 60, 70 bucks for those packs of cigarettes, round and round. And I can make them for $13. And Brookshire Brothers is making a profit, and that carton of cigarettes that makes the paper and the filters, they're hollow, they're all together, they're still making money on top of that. And there's no telling with their brokers or whatever, etc. Multiple people are in line making money off of that same product and still making money. And then we go to the store and they're $8 and $10. I mean, the bar is just constantly getting rode up. When we had that pandemic stuff, I was helping a guy out, one of the guys I work with, to wire up his mom's house and do the AC stuff there. And we partnered up together on it. And he was paying $10 a stud, stuff like that. SOB and stuff were like $60, $70 a sheet. And I mean, I understand they always got a reason for something, gas shortage, or low on supplies, or blah blah blah, And I'm to the point now where, go back to the old ways. I mean, I don't get your own daggum sawmill, cut your own wood and stuff like that. Build, them trees don't cost that much. I don't mean to be negative and stuff like that, but it's just common sense stuff to start realizing. And it could get more expensive, and I don't want to be caught up in that and have to rely on that to a certain point. Some of these guys I watch with these videos and stuff that they're off grid and stuff like that, and other people, and they kind of had the same thing, in life, as you start changing and growing and stuff, and the more I found myself, the more I was getting angry, and the more I just irritated, from just everything. And uh, and we're being pushed to a certain point with that, and you can't even see nothing real positive on the internet and stuff like that, or YouTube. Even like back in the day when you would search on the internet and stuff, it used to be a pain. You could just type a couple things in and you could find stuff. Now it's all twisted and pop-ups and you go into one program to read up on it, on an article, and you got 15,000 ads that pop up. You're just trying to fight all that just to close all that or whatever. And I just, you know, it's enough. You create enough chaos. You create enough lies out there. You smear people's name. That's the name of the game. And one guy's had it for 8 years when he came in the office, Trump. And they just, if you can't see what's happening on that, on locking you up and trying to bleed you dry and down and stuff. He's not a perfect guy, just like I'm not. I'm not no perfect guy. My mama's not perfect. Or my dad's not perfect. But what are your actions? What are you what are you doing? You know, that's what I look at, the actions of what somebody, instead of, especially when somebody can talk it and back it up at the same time. I know, I love you too. And, but, yeah, just things in life. It just, I guess everybody goes to it to a certain point, but I don't want to have to rely on the system. I want to be able to control my own environment, grow my own food, vegetables. I had that over there in Madisonville. I had a garden and all that, but I was working full time and mowing just to be able to afford to do things, and it's things are more expensive than it was then, and grinding it, working 60, 70 hours a week. You don't have time to even come home and, do things. And even the TRS, teacher retirement system, it's done went up to like 90 point system retirement. They're trying to get you to work longer and stuff. If we were doing good like we're supposed to be doing good, because of all countries here, this country should be doing booming. You should be making good interest on your checking accounts and your investments. You should be able to make enough money to be able to retire early. We should be way ahead of the game by now, and we're not. We're going backwards. We're in the negative on that. I was with Edward Jones and stuck almost. I sold a house and all that, my old house and stuff, and stuck it with Edward Jones, big company like that, and didn't even make no money with them, lost money. They didn't care. I think I put in like $180,000 with them, and I had to put. It took them 3 years. They lost $40-something thousand, $50,000 of my money. Didn't make no money at all for 3 years. Lost money, and they didn't care one bit. Switched accounts and all that. That's why I don't recommend them at all. I'll never do business with them again. How can you not make any money with $180,000? I had to pull it out and put it in go with somebody else, an independent. She says I went with them. It was going up. I was like, wow. Within the first month, they had 3 years. But they don't, and there was a little guy here in town that I ended up switching over with Edward Jones and stuff. They don't care. They'll look at you right in your face and lie to you. I mean, that's what we are now. I even seen that in the career and stuff. Even they go to church and all that, and I love God too and all that and stuff. But your word is everything about who you are and what you're going to do. If you say you're going to do something, you need to do it. Or if you can't do it, then you need to tell them. But there's not much loyalty left. And we see it with the big wigs and all that. And I'm not trying to preach and all that. I'm saying what I've been going through with my mind and stuff. Maybe y'all had too or whatever. But I've been fishing more and stuff and walking more, exercising. I've been walking for a couple of years off and on, but I've been getting deeper into stuff, thinking and thoughts and kind of healing myself, I guess, in a way. Noticing more about myself, and I have not been perfect, and I've done things and had relationships and stuff like that that I wasn't perfect in and stuff, and I want to do better in life. There weren't anything major, but I mean I could have done better. But even walking out here with no shoes on and stuff like that, put my feet in ground and grounding my feet and stuff. They talk about stuff like that, learning about things. I like to be a part of that, learn it and share it. I like to give. I've always liked to give. Many times I'm not doing this, but many times, when I had mowing business and stuff like that, some of the single ladies and stuff like that had financial problems, or they couldn't pay me or whatever, and I'll catch you on the next one or whatever or something, or because I've been through tough times like that too, and they're trying to work 2 jobs or whatever, or I got kids or whatever. Sometimes I didn't get paid, or I'd go help them do some electrical work or something like that, or go work on their AC unit or stuff like that. Because I know it would cost $200 or $300 just for a technician to come out, and their house is, not in the greatest shape, rough. The things ain't getting any cheaper, and I love you. You didn't get no more snacks, but yeah, I just don't want to do the heavy grind for a long time. I'm scared about how things are more expensive they're going to get, and even if you get the right person in there, Trump or whatever, it's going to take him a while to. He got it pretty good last time, but it takes a while to get everything grouped together and get it rolling. It's going to take several years to get things back to where we need it again, but where you can enjoy life and stuff like that, to have money in the bank and stuff like that. You don't have to work 2 or 3 jobs, and what? It's even if you're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs now, you barely have enough money to even afford that. A lot of people at the school, they work. Custodials, they pay them like $10 an hour or something like that, or the insurance was $800, $900 for their family, $1,000, so their whole paycheck just went to the insurance. All your money just going to insurance. Vehicles now are almost as much. They're much as a house, but we have to start using our hands and building stuff and learning. Now we pay somebody to build a house, and now what is a house? $300,000 or $400,000 to have them built, just to build a house, not even the land. Barely 2,000 square feet or something, or maybe 2,500, or I don't know, somewhere in there. I'm kind of rambling, but anyway, it's my mindset with that. But my mom and stuff, it made me. She wasn't happy. She was losing everything, and then she had to go into the pen and stuff and do the time, and that's rough to lose everything you got. She got a couple topes and stuff, and so she wasn't happy, and I wasn't happy at the same time. And you didn't want to. You were two magnets trying to get away from each other, but at the same time, it kind of healed some things too. Not be so, so mad, judgmental or something or whatever, but you gotta work together to a certain point too to make things work and stuff. Respect each other's boundaries and watch what comes out of our mouth to a certain point. But these guys helped a lot too on my healing and stuff, and sometimes I come out here and I'd be upset or something, or I'm at play with them or something or whatever, love on them, and then like he'll come nibble on me or something, like, hey man, snap out of that, snap, be joking with me, just nibbling on me and stuff, like, hey, drop that, let that go, and yeah, just I had a dog one time. Sorry about the traffic. I had a dog, Misty. She was a big part of my life. I don't have any kids, and she was the only thing I had to having a kid. And when I lost her, it was very painful, and it took a long time to it's hard even talking about it right now, but she everywhere I went, hunting wise and stuff like that, she was right there. Come sleep in the house with me sometimes, and she worried about where I went, where I go. We all got those types of dogs and animals and stuff like that, faithful. And when I pull in the driveway, she was always happy to see me. She was waiting right there. She knew the time when I came home and stuff. But for whatever reason happened, God or what, or she got hit one night. Chase cars. She liked to chase cars. I lived out in the country, but it was a dirt road, and she liked to chase cars, and I'd get on to her, and I didn't have to hit her, or anything like that, or sometimes I'd tap her with a paper and stuff, but my tone, she knew, and then she would haul butt and get up underneath the house. So I didn't beat her, nothing like that, or anything like that. She knew that I was upset, and I didn't want her to get hurt because I loved her, and I didn't want her, to leave. I wanted to have her as long as I could, and competing with that, you can't win. And she got hit one night. I had her for about 6, 7, 8 years, probably about 7 years. It was my neighbor's dog. First moved out there, I was working on the house, trying to get it ready. I was working full time and working on the house, trying to get it finished up. And she would come over and see me, and she would hang out, and I'd give her some attention, and she'd just sit there and watch me work and stuff. And she'd go home in the evenings, get her food and all that, and then she'd come on back to the house and then sleep on my front porch. And eventually, after the neighbor, he said that, man, we talked about it. Me and my wife and stuff. He said, if you want to keep Misty, you know, she's over there all the time anyway. So if you want to have her, you know, you can have her, you know. And that was, man, that was it. That was, woo. Well, she got my heart, man. Took a long time for me. Took a long time for me not to see her pictures. Trying to collect myself, but she had a lot of healing in animals. I should have got another one after that, but it was hard to lose it, that to get attached and that to happen again. But I don't know why. Anyway, she got hit that night. She went over to neighbors, and neighbors were feeding her and stuff. She was real friendly. She'd come up and sniff you and lick you. Neighbor was feeding her and stuff, so she would go. She worked at the cafe. Single lady, and she was like, I think her name was Ruby. She was about 50 and 60, maybe 60. She was the waitress, and she was bringing her scraps home and stuff, and she would feed her and stuff, chicken fried steak, and you know, sharing your food with somebody's that's a big thing, you know, and you see how they enjoy it, and that little bonding and stuff. But she would go over and see her in the evenings. And one night I saw her. I was in the living room, and she was in there eating. She'd eat with me in the kitchen. And I'd make her a bowl, and then I'd eat my dinner. And we'd go in there in the living room, go watch some TV, and I noticed that she would go in the front door and wanting to leave and go outside. And I was like, she did that for like 2 weeks. I was like, what are you up to? You up to something? And so one night I watched her. She went off, and she went across the pasture and went over to the next door neighbors. And then she came back about 30 minutes later, and she was eating over there. Anyway, she got several years back later. She went over there, something or another, across the pasture, my neighbor's pasture, and she ended up she saw a car coming down the road, a truck. He was hauling, it was pounding on the road, and she hears that noise. She knows what it sounds like, and she when they're like that, they get excited, want to chase. It was an old truck, and he could barely, his headlights weren't real good or whatever, and he was just going too fast down the road, and she lunged in front of the truck or something or another. I could see it, but I couldn't see everything, and she got hit. I had to go pick her up, bring her back home. killed her instantly. But it was hard just holding her with her. I could feel her bones broke and my mom, she built me a. Mom's pretty artistic and stuff. Her art and stuff like that. She can paint and all that, and she makes some really pretty stuff. She made me a coffin, and I had some pictures of it. Buried her. So but I want that tenderness in life, and sensitivity, because you need that in life. Because the more rigid we get and robot, it's not a good way, because you see it in life and how things are. You know, people, like I said, work, you know, stuff you notice, you know, with, you know, working with people and stuff like that, and how they talk. Some of them talk behind other people's back, or you catch them snitching on somebody else, or it's not a good balance. It's not working together. And but anyway, that's something in my life that I'm being more noticed about, and how this country's kind of going or whatever. At least in your environment, you can kind of control it. Let them fight; they can fight it, you know. I want it to be my way. It's supposed to be a land of the free and everything. It's feeling like it's not anymore. It's control and telling you what to do, what you can't do. Becoming like other countries, and you know, more research you do and stuff on things, and being honest and saying the truth. What you put into stuff, products, food. I mean, you see it now. Look at, you start paying attention. People, everybody's on, not everybody, but a big percentages are going up higher. You got skin problems. Psoriasis is now, a lot of people have psoriasis, lactose, diabetes out the rampage, cancer. Used to be very rare. I'm 46. I don't remember back when I was younger. You didn't have a whole lot of cancer back then. I think this. I was watching some of the studies. Barbara O'Neill, if you get a chance to look her up, she's very solid, and she's about nutrition and plants and all that, and about the eating the pure form of food, the right salts, the salt we eat. Not manufactured salt, like the what do they call that? The pink salt. I try to buy don't tip my tongue. Himalayan or salt, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Himalayan salt. It's got 72. If you get the right ingredients, I've seen it at the store. They copied the same thing. It's pink and all that, and they say it's. I forgot on what they call it again. But anyway, I was going to buy it, and I looked at the ingredients on it, and it had the same ingredients, or it had the same look as the other organic package, but this one had said on there they were selling it as the healthy salt, but you look on the back of it, and it didn't have no nutrition value in it at all. And then the organic one on there, it had all your 72 breakdowns of the 72 minerals types or whatever minerals benefits off of that type of salt. That while we're eating that salt, it's not manufactured. And so if you ever get a chance to Barbara O'Neill, she's a good one to watch about anything when things get processed, how it strips all the value from that. I was watching something. They were talking about the gumbo. Here's a gumbo ball here. We call them, I think, gumbo trees, what they call them. But you can take the bark off of that, and you can make a tea out of that. I think something I heard on there was it helped with unsettled stomachs and stuff like that. You know, stuff that we don't even know anymore. We don't use. That knowledge has been lost. Things to heal us and you know. But anyway, it's just a change in life. But I'm thinking about getting another dog here. I'm hoping, you know, I want to get one, but I want to get I'm probably not going to get a big one, probably a small one. But I'm going to wait probably until I get the property. Trying to make a decision if I want to pull the money out and stuff and do that. I want to do my own off-grid YouTube channel and share with y'all and share the things that I learned and stuff and stuff that I already knew or whatever. But from having that old house and stuff like that, I learned a lot from just working on that house and rebuilding it. Ow, wow, 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 wow. Boy, it got me. No. It never bit me that hard. I know you didn't mean to. I don't know your strength. But no. Yeah, using values and stuff and that I've learned in the past on some of that stuff. I'm already having ideas of what I want to kind of do, and you know, I don't having a big, huge home and all that. I'm gonna do a wood stove, do solar systems, be sweet, solar system, and like I had before, but I'm gonna probably do it a little different. Water, catch rainwater and all that. Get a purifier, kind of, you know, doing some research on some of that stuff. Learning about it, stuff that I don't know. And but wood stove, I mean, heating yourself and cooking off of it or whatever. You know, I'll have probably gas stove and stuff like that for backup, but and to cook on. But gas will last you a long time. But I still like to have the capability to be able to cook on my stove, grow my own food and stuff, and work when I need to or whatever, or have something there in town. Figure all that out. I'd like to work part-time if I could. Not have to do the 40 hours a week and stuff, just do half that time, figure out what my living expenses will be and stuff or whatever, but deal with it when it comes. No, got that biting. You gotta watch him. He don't mean he's big, but he don't mean to hurt, but he'll bump you too pretty hard. No, you're just something else, aren't you? But anyway, I'm just kind of going on, just talking about what's in my head, things that look forward to maybe, or hope for the best for this country and hope things get, you know, they're good. I mean, you can always find good in everything, but I never been a believer in the saying that, well, to a certain point you can find good in everything. You can, but you got to use common sense too. Well, you're sinking in quicksand, and you're gonna find the good out in that. So that's what I'm kind of saying. But what do you think, Buttercup? But I see some of y'all's comments y'all make sometimes on there and stuff. I appreciate those. Just some people just chime in and say something or whatever, you know. And you see these stalkers and stuff, they'll get in there and say some stuff or whatever. You know, just trying to start drama and trouble. Like these ones you got, some of them are going in there pranking people in the stores, Home Depot and all that. You know, I was like, man, there's something, they're gonna start gonna get shot or something. It's just clowning around when you don't, you know, just pushing the boundaries, and not cool. I mean, you know somebody, then you can maybe do that, but I mean, you're doing it to get YouTube videos, and hell, some of them guys that get so upset, you know, or people, and they'll do some sorry tricks on them, and got to get 2 million views on it and stuff or whatever. Do something productive. Give. But I'll give you. He likes to eat these magnolia trees. He likes to eat the leaves off of there. What? I'll show you. He likes to Buttercup like, well, both of them like to eat these. Here comes Buttercup now. What my time? Woo! Anyway, y'all have a good day. It's been an hour and 7 minutes. I don't even know if it'll upload that much. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day. I'm just sharing some stuff.